Okay, Studio 47 here. This one's going to be about my friend Richie that I worked with for a number of years on construction. And like I said, the business agent said to me, called me into the office, and he said to go out on this job and do the best I can to help this guy out. And off I went. And I was on Highway 18. And I meet Richie. And it was a little group of stores and all. And the biggest thing was the parking lot. We had to put the lighting in the parking lot. The end store we had a wire, but most of the others were complete. You know, 5 or 6 smaller stores. So one of the first things I happened to say, gee, I need a haircut eventually, you know. And then he says to me, you want a haircut? Go get a haircut. Go get a haircut? I didn't go get a haircut, but I could see I was going to get along all right with this guy, you know. And I had never realized the connection that he had with the business agent. They were buddies. They were buddies. And it was beneficial in the end. Once we hit it off good. It wouldn't have mattered that we would have been good. So one day there, I can remember though, I can remember my head's up in the ceiling. I'm on a ladder, and you can't even see me. And this super come on a job, and he's explaining to Richie what needed to be done and this and that and all. And my head's I'm up in the ceiling, you know. And Richie was good at it. Half the time he didn't understand anything about what anybody's telling him and all, but he just agreed. You'd think he knew everything, you know. And finally, when the guy left and I come down out of the ceiling, he said to me, "Did you get that?" I'm supposed to understand. And he's agreeing. Man, what? I can't even interject or nothing. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. So, but one time, and we didn't carry on that. One day afternoon, though, we went for lunch, and he gave us a great big socket, like, for the nuts on the stanchions for the lights. And he says, whatever you do, don't lose this evening. Well, we worked the morning, and now we went for lunch. Now we're out in the parking lot and everything. We went for lunch. We didn't come back. And when the next day, we realized we left our tools out there, and they're gone. It's gone. Oh boy. And boy, guys, he warned us. Don't lose it. Well, just before he showed up the next time we seen him, probably the same day or what, and just before he showed up, the porters, like, or whatever, the workers, what do you call them? Just workers. He says, we found the tools out in the parking lot. You just left your tools out last night. We left them out last noon hour is when we left them out. But and so we got it back just before the guy arrived, which was perfect. But Richie with vehicles and all, I mentioned that he was a bookie and all. That was big time, pretty big time. But with bartending. So Richie was married but divorced. And he had a daughter, and he took care right to the deathbed. He took care of the wife and the daughter. But he was a good guy and everything. And he bought this one particular year, he bought his wife a car. So that's car number one. Car number 2, he tending bar, coming home late or whatever, and he called me in the morning, bang and everything. He hit a car, and he called me and he says he's in the hospital and everything, but he's okay and everything, you know. So eventually, he says, do you want, he was going to junk that car. Do you want anything out of that car? And that was a new car. So maybe that's 2. His wife's and then this one. And you want anything out of that car before he junks it? So we go there. Oh my God. You know, we couldn't get anything. Not the radio, nothing. We got the spare tire out of the trunk. I got the spare tire. That was it. Nothing else salvageable. He had a lawyer friend who went with him later to see that car. And when he seen it, he just happened to see it. You know, he was a good friend with this guy, Tony. He used to sleep in the office and everything else, and barter and the whole 9 yards. But when Tony seen the car, when they came back to Tony's office, he told the girl, stop what you're doing immediately, and you got to make out a will for Richie. He didn't have a will. Make it immediately. Stop. This is the most important thing. So, what does he do? He oh man. Oh, she answered it good. So he buys another car. He gets another car. A Pontiac Firebird or something. He showed me it, beautiful and everything. I says, that's what you need, more power. That's what you need. This is perfect for you, more power. And at that time we happened to go up to Great Adventure. How'd that come about? The guy, I met this guy in the other, not New Brunswick, down the Red Bank, and I met this guy coming out. He was a tough guy, and I says, I'm tired. It was snowing. I'm tired of this business and everything. And well, you guys throwing a bone, and we're supposed to scramble for it and everything. And he says, I'll call you. He did. That afternoon, he called me, and I said to him, Richie just happened to be at the house. He was never at the house. He happened to be there. I said, what about my friend? He's a bartender. Where's he tend bar? Well, both these come down. Then the guy said to me, you're something. You're getting a job. You're worrying about your partner. We were married. We were married, Richie and I. The marriage made in heaven. So now we're out there with this other car. And I know he burnt it. Burnt the seat, fell asleep. Nice white seats, burnt it. I says, gee, what you do? You only had it a couple weeks. And then what happened? Oh. He hit a truck on 287 coming from Tendon Bar. He hit a truck. Finished it. The car was done again. How many is that? In 1 year. Bad. I loaned him a junkie truck, a vehicle of mine, because he was out. The drawer was empty. No more money left. I'm gonna stop it here and just. Okay, I reviewed that. It was pretty good. A couple of them. And one mistake is I said they hit a parked cab in Harlan Park. But it wasn't a cab. Would you believe it was a wrecker? A wrecker. And he called me that morning, and he's in the hospital. And well, he says he wound up in the road. He was drunk. And well, I would imagine. And he wound up in a road or something. So he just played the part, and they took him to the hospital. And he owned cabs and all right locally. And they took care of it. They took care of it. He was okay. He had glass. He was taking glass and pieces and all out of his head, you know, glass dust and stuff for 2 weeks, you know. But now let's say we weren't working, you know. We would go for, if don't have a job, construction, you're working and you it's done and okay, where we go for coffee. Nothing today, guys. We go for coffee. Rich, I guess he had a play to roll, but he had money. He always had money. He'd leave a $3 tip. We're not working, and he leaves a $3 tip. I felt like picking the tip up, you know, and that was him. Me, I'm when he crashing and all that, I'm home sleeping. But we were a team because it was beneficial to me too, to be taken care of by the high command. Perfect, you know. Oh, and that other guy at that time in that foyer with the snow and all. That guy, that somebody said to me, you talk to that guy like that? He was a tough guy, but he liked that, the way I presented myself, you know. I'm tired of it. I'll call you. Perfect. Yeah, that's the way I spoke to him, yes. Richie, he was a good guy too and all. He took care of a couple of people that died in the area there and they had no money for the funeral and all. Richie's the guy that planted them. He was a good person, a good guy. So that's just the beginning of some of the stories of our relationship. You know, and eventually, things were bad and everything, and then I wound up at CW. But we were together. I worked there about 12 years, and Richie and I were together 10 of them. It was good. It was good. But that's a tough racket and everything. And in the next one, I'll tell you the story of really it was the last job and all, and then the separation and how it ends. And how it ends, it's a good story, humane, of two friends, how it comes down to the end. So don't miss the next one. Don't miss the next one. I think we're about time. And okay, we still got a minute and a half. You get all kind of jobs. You would go to all kind of jobs, and some were good, and some were tough, some were bad. I remember one high, and now I remember I had a clip of this building when they took it down, and Richie and I are the two guys that put the lights to the ceiling of this building. It'll be in the next video. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. You'll see the clip of the demolition. And I remember when we went out there, and a tough foreman and all. And there it is, guys. In other words, if you can do it, you got a job. If you can't do it, we'll get somebody that can do it. And you got to feed your family, and all. You're gonna do it. Why Richie did it, I have no idea. He was with me or whatever and everything. And he wasn't that rich and everything. We were struggling and all. But don't miss that clip of that building when they demolished it. I've got the clip. And we did it. We put them up there. And that's the way we were. That's the way it was. Okay. Take it from there.